All right. Hello, everybody. This is Anthony with Traders Ultimate Edge. It is March 23rd. We're going to look at a couple of things today. The market's here just about to close here at the lows of the day. Coming into the day, pretty easy to tell that we are going to have a fall. You can see we right near the beginning of the London session, which is right here, we started to establish this kind of downward trend line. Later in the day, we've come back to it over here despite trying to go up earlier. And here on the ES, excuse me, here on the ES 1 hour, you can see we are starting to form a head and shoulders, which should return us to the 50-day tomorrow, most likely. Draw this out for you. Sorry, my chart's a little messy. Right? Probably with the 200-day as the shoulder. Some of this off here, you can see a little bit easier. All right, that's kind of what we're looking at here on the ES 1 hour. So we should, after this completes, and we'll probably complete here the 50-day along this trend line. Let's see, that's in the morning, March 25th. So that'll be Friday morning. It will probably complete this head and shoulders pattern is what it's looking like. At that point, it will either be, it'll either continue the pattern to the downside, and this of course is a reversal pattern, or it could break with the pattern and continue back up. So today, following this pattern, it's pretty easy to tell that we're going to have a bearish day, which indeed we've had. There's the close of the market right there, which indeed we've had, as the market has just kind of drifted lower all day. There's one thing I wanted to point out here today. We had a picture perfect ascending wedge, which we did trade today. We actually had two trades in the market today. Number one, we shorted right off the bell as it fell down, and that was a fantastic trade. And then the second one over here was this ascending wedge trade. And let me things easier to see. To this. All right, so you can see right here, here's the wedge being formed. This started at 8:16 my time, that's 10:16 market time, and here is how an ascending or descending wedge triggers. It triggers with a false breakout to the wrong side. Okay, an ascending or descending wedge is always a reversal pattern. In this case, it is a bearish pattern, and it triggers with a false breakout to the bullish side. And you want to see how strong this thing is. Look at this volume bar right here where it happened. Look at the volume bar. That's how strong the volume was as it had this false breakout. At one point in there, algos kicked off and traded about 4,500 contracts in about 5 seconds. So this ascending wedge was really well respected by those algos. And then once that hit and it triggered, you can see here on the 3-minute chart, down she went for the whole rest of the day. And we did trade this fall out of the ascending triangle as well. Excuse me, ascending wedge as well. So that was just a great trade as well. Nice little hitter on the day. And then we also shorted the market overall by selling SPX credit spreads, 0 DTE SPX credit spreads, leading us to a really nice green day today. And now we are down here, let's see, well under the 200 day. So now we're looking here to move to the 50-day. The 50-day will be the bottom of the head and shoulders. This will be the neckline. We should probably hit that overnight, and then we should push back to the 200 to form the right shoulder, the second shoulder, and then a fall back to the 50. And those trades should work themselves out here. And like I was saying, this should line up over here right about Friday morning, I would say, is where that pattern will complete as it looks right now. So that right there is my thoughts on the market and where it's going right now. Where it goes after that, well, we'll have to see. But that's the pattern that I'm seeing. That's a pattern that we traded today, and that's where I think we're headed. The rest of this week, we don't really have a whole lot coming out that's newsworthy other than continued situation out of Ukraine or the any Fed interviews or whatnot like Powell gave the other day that kind of pushed the markets down. Be aware of some of that stuff that's coming out. Bullard's out today talking really hawkishly. Powell was talking bizarrely hawkishly a couple of days ago, which drove the markets down intraday, but then they recovered. As we're going back and forth right now, what the market's doing is it's just kind of seeking fair market value. It's seeking equilibrium, and that's going to cause it to go back and forth. That causes things like this big head and shoulders pattern to show up. The head and shoulders pattern is the market trying to find fair value in that range. It's trying to find fair value by going up and down and up and down and then up and down, finally deciding that it can't find fair value in that range and it has to push down further to try to find it. That's what the head and shoulders pattern is, and that's what it's doing. And it can't find fair value at the moment. So we just need to let it complete these patterns, and we can trade inside of these patterns intraday. So go get that thing on your charts. You can go back to where I drew it here in the video. You can see for yourself how it's kind of set up. It's really clear, really nice looking pattern on the 1 hour ES futures chart. So thank you everyone for listening. Have a great day. I'll see you tomorrow.